Have you ever wondered how much KASPA, the team, actually owns for itself? Let's jump right on into it. Alright guys, so KASPA's price today is sitting at 17.57 cents, down another 2% for the day. I feel like we are a spring right now that is being compressed and compressed and compressed. And in the next couple of months, I believe that we are going to see the next leg up for KASPA and potentially the whole market as well, maybe not just KASPA. So again, I'm going to reiterate that buying as much KASPA as you can right now before these prices leave the train station is highly recommended, because I'll say it again, once we do get the next leg up, we are not going to see these prices again. I guarantee you. We are in a bull run, and it's just a matter of time before we see that next leg up. So moving on here, the thing I really want to talk about today is the KASPA team and how much KASPA they actually hold, because the project was fair launched and there is no allocation to the team, right? Or insiders or anything like that. So there isn't any actual data on how much KASPA the team actually owns. And got an interview with Shy here, and he explains how much they mined, competitively mined, because they started mining it after it was launched. There was no pre-mine, he states in this interview, but they did mine a certain amount of it in the beginning right after they launched it. And it's interesting to hear, rough numbers on, what him and some of the other team members hold or potentially holds. So let's have a listen.
Y'all have seen so far. So, how do if it was fair launch, and a lot of people who are involved in it aren't getting paid, it's just self-interest, I guess. How did you were you mining from the beginning? Did you have to buy in like everybody else? Like, how did you get? I assume you have KASPA. So, like, how did you actually get some?
Yeah. So, KASPA was fair launched, but we did mine it as the company Dag Labs. It mined KASPA after it launched on fair terms. We had some budget for it, and when the company shut down and we decided to fair launch, or Jonathan decided to fair launch, and then the agreement was that we will mine as much as we can. And here I say we, but it was essentially me. I ran all the mining operation, and half of it went to the investors, which were mostly Polychain, and the other half was distributed between the originators. So I personally got 3.9 million KASPA from Dag Labs, and I'm stating the exact number because it's important to me that everybody know exactly how much we got as a collective, and I personally got, so they will get some sense of the distribution from this initial mining, which wasn't free mining. It was completely competitive. It was much more competitive than we expected. I was with my finger on the pulse all the time, and I was every morning I would wake up and I would see the hash rate spike, and I was like, oh shit, we had a goal and we didn't meet it, and it wasn't that high. We thought that 5% of competitively mining would be fair, and we only managed to get about 3.5, a little below 3.5. And not all of this money stayed. Some of this money went to fund some more development. And other than that, I mined myself. I mined some and I bought some. Now, this is already my personal finances, so I'm not gonna say explicit amounts, but I will say that it's not that much. Like, if I decide right now to dump all of my KASPA, it wouldn't cause a meaningful drop in the price. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's the thing that people worry about with this type of stuff. But I think that is that is a fascinating angle for this one that even early starters, other contributors, people who did it from the early days. I mean, you had. If you were getting in as a miner, just not related to KASPA whatsoever, you'd have every much a chance to get as much as you had from the beginning. Because I know people who are just miners.
I know of a lot of people, who have more KASPA than me.
Yeah. Are you still mining KASPA now?
No, I mined in the CPU and a little bit GPU, and that's it. Like I haven't been. I think I've been mining during the first 3 months, and that's it.
So there you have it, guys. Shai himself was mining KASPA for the first 3 months of his existence, and they ended up not even mining as much as they thought they were going to, because it was more competitive than they thought it was going to be right out of the gate. But that being said, all of the mining proceeds for DAG Labs were actually split up between, the few number of people who were there at the time. And the thing to take away from this, I think, is that they were mining. Anybody who would have gotten into mining right at the beginning, and some of you did, would have had the same advantages, right? The same level of competition as Shai did when he was mining. So it's not like he was taking advantage of anybody or anything. Everybody who was mining at that point in time were competing against each other, and it was fair. So he also stated that he has bought some since then, and he doesn't mine it anymore. He also said in the scheme of things, he doesn't own all that much, and if he were to sell it all right now, it wouldn't even really move the market. So it's just an interesting area of conversation to know how much, each of them potentially own. And they may have sold some by now, and they may not have. They may be selling in the peak of the market, or they may not. They may hold it for, multiple years. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but you got to keep in mind that there's exchanges and that there's other whales out there that own far more than 3.5 million KASPA. So I don't necessarily think we should worry about the team per se in the amount that they hold. And they fair mined it after it had launched, so it's not like they did anything shady. They just mined a small percentage, which they thought was fair, and they hold it now. And I would say that that's far better and more honest than 99.9% of projects out there. So I thought that was an interesting piece of information. Hope you guys enjoyed it. In the meantime, pack your damn bags before it's too late. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.